So now let's bring together everything for perfect competition in the short run. So this graph just summarized what we talked about in the previous. So keeping in mind that, again, because you maximize profit where marginal cost equals price, the marginal cost is basically going to dictate output. Right? So at any level of marginal cost, that's how much you're going to produce, because that's, where price equals the marginal cost, that's where you maximize. So the 2 points here to note, and again, keep in mind that profit equals quantity times price minus average cost, or price minus average variable minus average fixed. So when we look at our profit levels here, when price is in this area in here, right, that price is greater than your average cost. And because price is greater than your average cost, your profit is going to be positive. This point here, where the marginal cost equals the average cost, that is your zero profit price, because that is where price equals average cost. And so when price equals average cost, price minus average cost equals 0. Now, if we go down to this point here where marginal cost or price equals average variable cost, at this point here, your profit becomes minus your fixed cost. And so if price equals average variable cost, price minus average variable cost is 0. And so your profit is quantity times minus your average fixed cost, which is just minus your fixed cost. And anywhere between these 2 points, your profit is negative, but it's greater than minus your fixed cost. And anywhere below this point, your profit is less than minus your fixed cost. So when we're talking about the short run, you have to consider those fixed costs. So just because you're making, well, first off, zero profit is not bad, because again, we're talking about economic profit, right? Which takes into account money you gave up from another job, money you lost from investment, so forth. So zero is, it's a good break-even point. Between the zero price and the minus fixed cost, you may be losing money, but you would lose more money if you shut down. So you're still going to stay in business in the short run. This point here, the minus fixed cost profit point, where price equals your average variable cost, that's the point where whether you shut down or stay open, you're going to be exactly as well off. So it doesn't matter at that point. However, anywhere underneath this point, where the price is anywhere below this price, the firm should shut down, because they are losing more money than they would if they were to shut down. Now, granted, this is overly simplified. It may be the case where they expect to make more money next time to make up for it, but this is just, in general, making these assumptions. So what does profit look like? So when it comes to profit, here's how we look at it. So we have our break-even point. That is where the price equals, or marginal revenue equals marginal cost at the point where the two intersect. Okay? So profit, quantity times price minus average cost. At this point of 20, all right, they're going to produce 8 units. At 8 units, price is 20, average cost is 20. Okay? So there's no profit there. If we go over here, we see that when the price is 25, all right, so we're price equals marginal cost. That's how you get your profit maximizing output level. So they're going to produce 9 units. At 9 units, you go up to where it hits the average total cost. And the average cost here is 20.33. And so your profit, quantity, times price minus average cost, it's going to be in this box here. So and again, because price is greater than average cost, it's going to be positive. When we look over the final one, if the price is 17, well, here at 17, where price equals marginal cost, Okay, that is 7, quantity 7. At 7, the average cost is $20.14. Quantity times price minus average cost, that's going to be your loss. Okay, again, because average cost is greater than price, and so there's a negative profit. So let's look at a couple examples of this. So here we have an example where we are given points on a graph and you're asked to basically find what the profit is. And again, with the assumption that it's a profit maximizing firm. Right? So they're going to maximize their profit where price equals marginal cost. Now, in general, as we go through all these markets types, where price or where marginal revenue is more accurate, but where marginal revenue equals marginal cost, that only gives you one thing. It gives you the profit maximizing output level. So when we look at this, okay, where price, let me draw on here. So where price equals, price is 10, where price equals marginal cost, right here, this is going to give us, go straight down, our profit maximizing output level. At that output level, you go up until you hit the average cost. Okay. So here's your average cost, it's 8. And so if we look at this, we can find profit, quantity, times price, minus average cost. Our profit is going to look like that. So there's going to be our profit, quantity times price, minus average cost. And so if we go to calculate it, quantity times price minus average cost, our quantity, which is our profit maximizing quantity, profit maximizing output level, 15. Price, when the quantity is 15, is 10. Average cost, when the quantity is 15, is 8. And so we have 15. 10 minus 8 is 2. And so our profit is $30. Okay. Now, another important thing to note here is that because this firm is a profit maximizer, because we took the steps, there is no higher possible profit. And so $30 is the maximum amount of profit that this firm can see, that they can receive. Now, the last part of perfect competition in the short run is to look at the market versus the firm. Now, we said that the firm determines the market, the market determines the price, and each firm takes that price as given. So each firm is a price taker. And that's where we got the price equals the marginal revenue, and that's the demand for the firm. We talked about this when we did supply and demand, but when you have a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers, the market determines the price by the intersection of supply and demand. So it goes to equilibrium. And so what happens is the market takes all the buyers and all the sellers, gets to that equilibrium, and that is the price, that's the equilibrium price, and that is set in the market. That price is the price that each firm takes, and where the price equals the marginal cost, that's your profit maximizing output level. You go to where that hits the average cost curve, and so profit, quantity times price minus the average cost, and there is your profit, which again, because price is greater than average cost, is going to be positive. So that's really the extent of the perfect competition in the short run.